Modales, adapting driver behavior for lower emissions. The first Modales low-emission driving training is focused on private car drivers. However, professional drivers also drive private and company cars, and the first module can provide basic training and low-emission driving tips to all drivers. The level of this module will be easy to moderate. The tips that follow are split into 3 categories: pre-trip checks and planning, actual driving, and regular checks and maintenance of the vehicle. First of all, and most importantly, think and plan before using your car. Combining returning from work and buying groceries instead of driving twice, or walking and cycling for short distances where possible, is the #1 way to reduce emissions. Checking tyre pressure and regular tyre maintenance such as rotation, alignment and inspections can help you to save money. It can extend the life of your tyres so you don't have to replace them as often. Simple things like checking your tyre pressure to make sure that they are properly inflated can make a real difference in how long your tyres last. Under or overinflated tyres don't wear evenly and won't last as long. For example, a tyre that is consistently 20% underinflated can last 20% less. This means that a tyre that should normally last 40,000 kilometers would be worn out by 32,000 kilometers. Also, since the front and rear axles and right and left sides of your car wear down your tyres differently, rotating your tyres regularly between the different positions will ensure that they wear evenly and last longer. Checking your tyre pressure to make sure that they are properly inflated can save you money on fuel. Underinflated tyres are one of the biggest causes of using excess fuel. Underinflated tyres have higher rolling resistance, which means that it takes more effort from the engine to move your vehicle. Keeping tyres inflated to at least the pressure recommended by the manufacturer can reduce fuel consumption by up to 4%. Keeping tyres properly inflated can have a positive effect on fuel emissions, the state of the tyres, and safety. When it comes to safety, tyres are one of the most important components of your vehicle. Check your tyres at a petrol or service station or at home at least monthly, and also before a big trip. Follow the manufacturer's guidelines on the optimal pressure level. Keeping unnecessary loads in the boot or trunk can have a big impact on the fuel consumption and the tyre and brake emissions. Empty the trunk regularly and avoid carrying heavy items if not necessary. If the OBD alert light comes on, there is the possibility that your emissions are increased and your fuel economy is going down. Replacing a faulty sensor could result in a fuel economy improvement of as much as 40%. If the OBD light comes on, consult a maintenance expert. The engine and oil malfunction lights are the most common indications that in case of a malfunction can increase fuel consumption and emission levels. When there are such indications, the driver should check the car in a garage as soon as possible. Use an up-to-date navigation system to bypass congested routes and avoid idling. An onboard computer may help to save time by selecting the most efficient routes. Use devices such as an onboard computer to monitor fuel consumption. When choosing a route on the navigation system, have in mind the route slope, The congestion levels and similar factors should be taken into consideration where different routes are available at a comparable distance. Thinking about so many parameters is not easy and requires some effort. However, it can impact emissions a lot. Traffic, sudden stops, accelerations, and steep slopes will increase both fuel consumption and emissions. It is always a good practice to choose the most appropriate route before traveling. Navigation systems can provide the best options, taking the traffic and road conditions into consideration. There are several navigation applications in the market that can give options on the fastest or environmentally friendlier routes. When all the other factors remain the same, the route with least slope and the fewest bends should be chosen. Navigation routing providers can assist drivers to select the environmentally friendlier route. This applies mostly on mountainous areas. Urban environments require more acceleration and deceleration. Driving on highways, the driver can keep a steady speed, avoiding acceleration and sudden braking. Especially for repetitive routes, the fastest and less congested roads are preferable on a daily basis. Resistance from rough asphalt or rough road characteristics in general can increase emissions. A good asphalt road without potholes can lead to less pollution and extend the vehicle's lifespan. Tires and exhaust emissions can be decreased, while the car's suspension can last for a longer period of time. Choose well-maintained roads wherever possible. Use heating and air conditioning selectively to reduce the load on the engine. Decreasing use of the air conditioner can reduce fuel consumption by 10 to 15%. Park your vehicle in the shade instead. The driving behavior part is considered very impactful on the reduction of emissions. The actions a driver might take to reduce emissions include: the eco-driving mode is the easiest way to improve the environmental impact of your driving without changing behavior or following additional steps. This option is available in most modern vehicles and can reduce emissions drastically by limiting extreme accelerations and high RPMs, revs per minute. Modern engines generally do not need to be warmed up. Start the vehicle and gently drive away immediately. Prolonged idling increases emissions and wastes fuel. Turn the engine off when idling for more than 30 seconds. If possible, keep out of congested areas and find an alternative motorway solution rather than driving through the city centre. This might take a few minutes longer, but will reduce fuel consumption and wear on the brake linings, clutch plates and gearbox, all while minimising driver fatigue and reducing the risk of accidents. As drivers spend most of their time driving in urban areas, frequent stops may occur due to traffic lights, crossings, etc. Some drivers might speed up, but this has to be avoided, especially when the engine is cold. It is important to be aware of the safety issues about that practice and the lost impact on total travel time in the city. The vehicle usually emits exponentially when a more extreme driving style is followed, resulting in higher emissions, while this can also be dangerous. Follow the rotations per minute, RPMs, the manufacturer indicates as most efficient, depending on the engine type and vehicle's model, and maintain a modest and stable speed for better results. Follow the gear change indicator for correct upshift or downshift speeds. It is important to make drivers aware of the safety issues about that practice and the strong impact on emissions. A conservative driving style without abrupt transition in the vehicle speed will lead to lower emissions, as high accelerations are often followed by intense braking. Do not drive faster than 30 km per hour with the windows open. Driving with the windows open at high speeds increases aerodynamic drag on the vehicle and increases fuel consumption. Remove anything that makes the vehicle less streamlined. Even though all modern vehicles are equipped with an auto-diagnostic system, a visual check of the vehicle by the driver is recommended, as this could prevent some problems that are not detected by electrical diagnostic controls, such as loose hoses, caps and cables. It is always recommended by the vehicle manufacturers that you read the vehicle manual. This is also the most reliable guide on how to handle a problem with the safest and most appropriate way for the technical integrity of the vehicle. Studying the vehicle manual will not make you a mechanic. A regular visit to a garage is required by the manufacturers, so do not postpone your vehicle maintenance and bring the vehicle to the garage according to the guidance and intervals recommended by the manufacturer, as mentioned in the manual. A renewed engine oil, filter and air filter will result in better fuel combustion and thus less emission of exhaust gases into the environment. Some people associate the vehicle maintenance with the periodic inspection by the state, which is wrong. The garage maintenance intervals are linked to the kilometre distance driven, or at least once per year according to the manufacturer. Do not ignore illuminated dashboard warning lights in your car. A survey of 2,000 UK adults revealed that almost half fail to immediately address the alerts, with many neglecting them out of laziness. It was found that 46% ignore a warning light on the dashboard of their car. This is the case even if the warning light is red to signify it's a serious issue that needs immediate action. Especially in case of a red indicator, stop the vehicle at a safe place, turn off the engine, and look into the manual for the technical problem associated with the warning. Call a garage for further instructions. Engine overheating is a typical example that might cause serious engine wear, which can lead to reduced engine efficiency and fuel combustion. By continuing to use the vehicle when a warning light is telling not to, you risk causing more damage to your engine and you could see repair costs increasing dramatically. The vehicle manufacturer can guarantee the good performance of a vehicle if some technical standards are respected by the driver. The maintenance of the vehicle is an important factor and the use of approved parts is another. Good quality spare parts and consumables approved by the manufacturer will prolong the vehicle life and will contribute to the good performance of the engine. For example, if the air filter material is not blocking dust and other contamination path to the engine, the combustion might be poorer and the engine wear higher. Both will lead to higher gas emissions. Vehicles that are serviced by competent repair and maintenance professionals have a detailed record for each visit, and this record is accessible by any other authorized dealer in the same country. However, it is advised that you keep your own record by either filling in the service book or by having another file. The record should contain all maintenance jobs carried out on a specific day, including the vehicle mileage. Engine tuning is not necessary in most cases. It is done because of engine output increase and thus increase in vehicle top speed and acceleration. However, ask yourself whether your vehicle is truly made for achieving much higher engine output than the original one. Engine tuning requests modifications to the air intake system, air filter is usually the part that is replaced, fuel injecting, and exhaust gases control. All of them, by definition, will increase the vehicle's emissions. However, the irreversible problem is the engine wear. Engines are designed to perform under certain power and torque characteristics. For example, bearings in the engine have been chosen to rotate or withstand pressure to certain limits. By tuning the engine, these limits are exceeded, and a mechanical failure could happen sooner than expected by the manufacturer and many times with a larger engine damage. All those recommendations are a result of research done in the framework of the Medales project. You should always care firstly about safety and use those recommendations wisely wherever applicable to protect the environment by decreasing your vehicle's footprint.